Right, good morning everybody.
Good morning, Mr. Glenn.
What I'm going to show you today is how to make the acrylic part of this particular trophy. It's very simple. What we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of acrylic, this is a piece of clear acrylic, and we're going to mark it out, cut it to shape, drill it, and bend it. First thing to do is to mark out on the paper covering 1 inch from the edge. 1 inch from the edge, 1 inch from the edge. And that's where we're going to bend it. And then 1/2 inch in, and 1/2 inch in, and that's where the holes are going to go. Now the first thing I'm going to do is measure 1 inch in from this end, 1 inch in from this end. So I have those two marks here and here. Let me take the centre punch and just hit it once reasonably firmly. Now those two marks there are going to show us where to drill the holes, and the drill will actually fit into the little holes that are there, so that the drill will not slip, the hole will be exactly where you want it to be. Before we bend this, we're going to need to take the paper off, otherwise it will burn. So we've got to know where that line where it's going to be bent is going to be. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go once and twice, once and twice. Now those two spots there will show us exactly where we're going to bend it after we've removed the paper. Now the shape of my particular trophy is going to be across there, and then a curve down to there. It's very simple, it's almost cell-like. Okay, now first of all I'm going to show you how to actually cut the straight piece. Now the straight piece is really easy to cut, because all we have to do is to take this tool. This tool is an awl, okay, it's a very sharp tip there. And make a nice, sharp, deep scratch in that edge.
Break it off.
And if I was brave, I'd just do this, but I'm actually going to just go over here and put it into a vise and then bash it with the palm of my hand to snap it off. And you can see that that just broke off very, very easily without too much fuss. Okay? It's because this acrylic is actually what we can know as notch sensitive. Okay? When you make a notch on this side, when you break it, that notch will break right across the plastic. Okay, because this blade is very thin, if you use it wrongly, it will break. Now the first thing you need to do is put the plastic into the vise. Now if you look where I'm cutting the work, it's very close to the blade itself. If it was over here, it will wobble backwards and forwards instead of cut. Okay? Instead of which here, it's... Right, now look, exactly the same as I was holding the hammer earlier. The finger goes straight down there. And very gently Not rushing. Not rushing at all.
Only you would say that that smells good.
Now you can see that I'm already bending that around the line. You can actually saw using this, making some really quite tight bends. But it's very important not to try to force it. If you try to force it, it will go wrong. Now looking a little bit closer at the coping saw itself, it's got these two pins here. They must be in line with each other. Even if you're doing something like sawing like that, then line the pins up and then tighten up this one up at this end. Okay? But they must be in line with each other, otherwise the blade itself will be twisted. Where I've sawn it, it's all lumpy. Now in order to shape it properly, now that will smooth it off and shape it properly. If you want to make it even smoother, can I come right there? What you need to do is draw filing it, which is where you've got your thumbs either side of it. And that will make it much, much smoother.